What really is a cupcake? Most of you will probably recognize this controller as the one for the Xbox 360, but we have a new controller and game console to review for you today. It is the Ouya. This is a fully fledged controller and console running on Android, which has a little bit more added on, which we'll talk about later. It has enough buttons to play almost any game with 2 analog sticks, a D-pad, Ouya, the equivalent of the XYAB buttons, 2 shoulder buttons left and right, and then 2 bumpers left and right. And then, you can't really see it right here, but it shows you what player you are, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then here is your power/connect switch. Then, one of the nice features is that the faceplates come off. I'll turn it around towards me because I'm recording this somewhat backwards. And you can see that's how you put the batteries in. Also, if you ever are gaming and you're eating food and you get something stuck in there, you can clean it out a lot quicker. Let me just put the faceplates back on. So now we are going to get this set up, and we will talk about the specs and do some gameplay of the Ouya. So this is the actual console. It's not available in retail stores yet. I only have one because I backed it on Kickstarter back in August of last year. And I just got it a few days ago, and I've had a little time to play around with it, and I thought I should do a review. So let's talk about this a little bit. It's running on a Tegra 3, clocked at, let me just look this up, Tegra 3, which is clocked at exactly 1.7 gigahertz, which is faster than most chips you see, comparable to like the HTC One X Plus. I think it's the same clock speed. It has 8 gigabytes of internal flash memory, which is not a lot, but it can be expanded with this USB port on the back. And the fans on the bottom, which I'll talk about later. And it has 1 gig of RAM, which seems kind of underpowered, seeing as that the new ones have 8 cores and 8 gigs of RAM. I'm talking about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. However, this is a very solidly built console, and I think for a price point of $100, it's very good. This will be available retail on June 25th, and it will also be available online. So let's talk about the actual device itself. So on the top, you'll get a power button, which doesn't work right now, seeing as the device is not plugged in. Then on the front, you get the word that says Ouya. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Yeah, a little bit. Ouya. Then this side has nothing. Then this side, this is only for the Kickstarter edition. It has the names of 10 people who pledged $10,000 or more, one of whom is Notch, who backed this 85th out of almost 100,000 backers. Then, here's what's the most important part. On the back, you get power, micro USB. That's for connecting it to a computer, because you can develop your own games for this pretty quickly. Ethernet port. Then we're going to go to an HDMI port and one USB 2.0 port. The HDMI port does support 1080p. However, it does not support 4K for those of you that have 4K displays. And then on the bottom, you get a fan, which is nice because you never see anything spinning, and the device looks amazing just standing there. So now we are going to set it up a little and cut to some gameplay. So here we have our Ouya all set up, as you can see, and it comes with the power adapter as well as the HDMI cable, and the HDMI cable supports 1080p. However, the HDMI cable is only 3 feet, which might be a little short for some people. So if it's 3 feet is too short for you, you're going to have to go out and buy your own HDMI cable. So some people complained that the Bluetooth controller was a little laggy. I haven't had any problems with this because, I mean, PlayStations use Bluetooth controllers, and there aren't any problems with those. So I'm going to play a little bit, and this is one of my favorite games. And the screen goes back. Okay, and I'm in. So that was just from a previous game that I had to exit out of to record this. So hopefully we can get this to focus a little better. So there we go. So now I'm going to battle some people online. So there's currently 125 games on the store, which is pretty good for something that hasn't been released in a retail store yet. And they announced that XMBC support will be coming out, and also it was announced that Minecraft would be coming out, which I'm not entirely sure about. But anyway, so to get back, I press and hold my Connect button for a couple seconds, and then it takes me back to the main menu, and we'll get this to focus. So then the next thing is Discover. That's basically what they are calling their software store, and everything is free, at least to try. People can decide if they want to have in-app purchases or anything. However, everything starts out free. Then under Make, we can go into Builds, and the section is for developers to look at their in-progress builds. So if you're trying to build a game, you can look at your previous builds and see how far you've come. And you can create a developer account for free, and then you get the SDK, and then you can use your Ouya and play games. So then the last one is Manage, which is basically what they're going to call Settings, which is Notifications, Network, Pair Controller, Account, and System. And this is one of the main reasons you know this is running on Android, because when you go into Settings or Advanced Settings, it literally gives you the Android with a couple things added, just Ethernet as well as HDMI. So this is definitely Android with Ouya on top, and we'll come back with our final scores in a couple seconds. So this has been our review of the Ouya gaming console. Overall, we give it a 24 out of 30, which is 80%, so a B grade. So a couple things we really like about this is the controller. We really like it a lot. It's probably one of our favorite features of the Ouya. And what you're going to expect when you buy this is you're going to get a mid-range gaming console with a nice controller and good software, but the integration's a little bit weird. But in general, I think you get what you pay for, and I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to delve into the world of gaming.
This microphone is delicious.